Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you on this auspicious occasion. Soon after you started your mission in the United States, you established the 7 purposes of ISKCON. For Mayapur, later on, you gave the vision to develop a spiritual city, and you also established Mayapur as the headquarters for ISKCON worldwide and your place of worship. For Mayapur, you wanted a constant festival of Sankirtan Yagya and Prasadam distribution. You told your disciples that by chanting, Mayapur will become spiritually perfect, a living temple, and a true united nations. You wanted the devotees to serve nice prasadam, and as a result, you mentioned that the whole India will come, and you won't have to leave for preaching. You can preach at home. You said Gurukul and feeding program of prasadam will make us very popular. You encouraged your disciples in Mayapur by writing to them, make Mayapur into a gorgeous place for Radha and Krishna, and I shall come there immediately and sit down permanently to stay with them. You also directed your disciples to show in the dome of the TOVP the Vedic conception of the planetary system within the material world and above the material world. You also requested to show the different qualities of life on the different planetary systems. Through Prabhupada, it was your vision to have a Goshala in Mayapur with an exemplary standard for the whole world to follow. You wanted the Mayapur cows to supply all the milk and milk products that is needed for the deities and residents. You said, keep the cows very happy and without fear, and they will produce double quantity of milk. You wanted the Mayapur community to be independent from outside help, and you explained that economic development means to produce more food grains and more milk. Mayapur is a world center for spiritual education. Devotees as well as newcomers to Krishna consciousness from all countries should come, live, and study Sri Chaitanya's philosophy. Education means to lead people gradually to Krishna consciousness. It means to train one to become sense-controlled, how to control the mind, how to be truthful, how to be clean, how to become simple, how to become full of knowledge in practical life, and how to know God. Through Prabhupada, you gave these instructions and so many more specifically for Mayapur. We should try to understand them. And I pray for your blessings that we may be able to gradually implement your vision for Mayapur to your satisfaction. Your servant, Hriday Chaitanya Das.
Hare Krishna. I'll call on Devamrita Maharaj to speak next. Thank you, Maharaj.
Namo Om Vishnuvadaya Krishnavastaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaudavani Pacharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatadesha Tarine. Srila Prabhupada, celebrating your disappearance day here at the Mayapur miracle fills our hearts with possibilities. That your words have potency in them that we cannot imagine. A disappearance day is bitter and sweet. I can remember at the BBT in Los Angeles receiving on my desk the manuscript of the 13th chapter of the 10th canto. A few days before your disappearance. Reading that chapter, tears gushed from my eyes because something in my heart told me this is the last Bhaktivedanta chapter of purports. Although your disappearance brings such pain to the heart, at the same time, to see how your mission is expanding, especially here at Mayapur, makes us realize that there is indeed so much potency in your Vani. And we are eternally indebted for your presence as Vapu and Vani. I remember in one letter you wrote, as I was filing all your correspondence in Los Angeles, both to you and from you, you wrote that physical association, Vapu is for neophytes. When reading that, I thought, yes, let me always remain a neophyte. How do I get your physical association? But in time, with a little maturity, we can see that your presence in the Vani has no limitations of time and space. I thank you for your divine mercy on this insignificant creature. And being here in Mayapur astounds one with the magnificence and munificence of your vision. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Over here we have one of our veterans. Over here. What? They don't want to speak yet, okay? Please, take up the service. Radhakund Mataji will give her offering to Srila Prabhupada.
I offer my humble obeisances unto the lotus feet of His Divine Grace, Om Vishnupad Paramahansa, Parivrajakacarya, Astotara Shri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter of His lotus feet. Our respectful obeisances are unto you, Srila Prabhupada, O Divine Master, disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. You are so kindly preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and delivering the Western countries which are filled with impersonalism and voidism. On this most horrible day, on this most despicable day, the day you decided to leave us all behind. We used to see you every day in Srimad Bhagavatam class, brilliant as the sun, singing Jai Radha Madhava like nobody can. But we can't see you anymore. Once on the disappearance day of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, you asked, can anyone sing? Can anyone sing? Ye Anilo Premadana, the lamentation of separation from the Lord and His pure devotees. But at that time, everyone was crying and no one could sing. But Srila Prabhupada hears the translation of that song. He who has brought the great treasury of divine love, who is filled with sublime mercy and compassion, where is such a personality like this gone? Where is my Sarup Damodar, Rupa Goswami? Where is Sanatan? Where is Raghunath Das, Raghunath Bhatta, Gopal Bhatta, Krishnadas Kaviraj? Where have they all gone? Where did Lord Gauranga, the great dancer, suddenly go? I will smash my head against the rock. I will enter into fire. Where will I find Lord Gauranga, the reservoir of all wonderful qualities? When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Ramananda Roy of all kinds of misery and distress, what is the most painful? Ramananda Roy replied, apart from separation from the devotee of Krishna, I know of no unbearable unhappiness. Srila Prabhupada, we are missing you. You are the Senapati. Lord Chaitanya predicted the Senapati will come and spread this movement all over the world. Srila Prabhupada, today you had a lecture. Your lecture was there, but very few people came to see your lecture. Because of you, we are sitting here in Mayapur Dham. Because of you, this beautiful temple is here. Because of you, our lives have been saved. But somehow or other, you've been put on the back burner. And it's very sad to see this happening in our ISKCON. It's so enlivening to see the sannyasis and gurus at the Mangal Arti and at the morning program. And you told the GBCs in 1973, someone complained to you that the GBCs were not coming to Mangal Arti. So you called all the GBCs and you said, I want all the GBCs, I want all the devotees to follow the morning program. The next day, all the GBCs were at Mangal Arti. So we just want to beg with a blade of grass in my mouth. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't have a relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada is the Shiksha Guru for the next 10,000 years. Every one of us sitting here has a relationship with Srila Prabhupada. He is the grandfather Guru. The grandfather has so much love for his children, for his grandchildren. So all of you can tap onto this wonderful granddaughter, grandson, grandfather relationship with Srila Prabhupada. Don't let anyone tell you that you have no relationship with Srila Prabhupada. You have your grandfather, Srila Prabhupada. Please Develop love for Srila Prabhupada. Don't put him on the back burner. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We're also fortunate to have some visiting disciples of Srila Prabhupada. I call Teja Prakash. Prabhu. Come. Yeah.
Mam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharni Nirvishesha Sunyavari Pastachadishtarni. Dear Srila Prabhupada, on this most blessed day of your divine disappearance, I want to thank you for the unfathomable mercy you have given to all of your followers. Your appearance in this dark world, in this most degraded age of Kali, is the greatest benediction anyone in the universe could ever ask for. Anyone who takes shelter of your lotus feet will never be disappointed. As Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur had said, he reasons ill who says that Vaishnavas die. Thou art living, still and sound. The Vaishnava dies to live, and living tries to spread holy name around. This is the real gift of the pure Vaishnava, his Vani. And how generous you are in bestowing that gift upon us. Your Vani is with us in the form of your books, which consist of thousands of pages of your devotional ecstasies. You also left us your recorded audio lectures, conversations, kirtans, bhajans, thousands upon thousands of hours of your divine sound vibration coming direct from Goloka Vrindavan. As Narottama Das Thakur says, Golokara Premadan Harinam Sankirtan. This vibration from the pure devotee is coming directly from Goloka Vrindavan. Your appearance was predicted by the previous acharyas and shastras. This was also hinted by you on several occasions and is fully apparent from your fulfilling Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction. You have spread the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra all over the world. Your fame indeed is spread all over the three worlds. There are several instances when you commented to some of your disciples that Lord Brahma, that Narada Muni were coming regularly to see you. If the creator of this universe, the greatest being in this whole universe, is coming to see you, if Narada Muni is coming to see you, then how valuable and rare is your association. You're so great that even these greatest of personalities are eager for your association. Your exalted nature is inconceivable. And all we have to do to get your priceless association is to simply open up your books and read. If we are illiterate, or if we are not inclined to read, all one needs to do is listen to your audio and let that divine sound enter into their ears and hearts. How much easier can it be? In San Francisco, 1975, when a reporter asked you, what would happen to the movement when you die? You responded by saying, I will never die. I shall live in my books, and you shall utilize. All your followers pray to you every day at your Guru Puj. Guru Mukhya Padma Vaikya Chittete Kariya Aikya Arna Kariya Mani Asha. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. This is the way to all auspiciousness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam 4th canto, when Lord Vishnu appeared to Maharaj Prithu and asked him for a benediction, Maharaj Prithu replied, quote, "My dear Lord, I therefore do not wish to have the benediction of merging into your existence, a benediction in which there is no existence of the nectarian beverage of your lotus feet. I want the benediction of at least 1,000,000 ears, for thus I may be able to hear about the glories of your lotus feet from the mouths of your pure devotees." Srila Prabhupada, from Maharaj Prithu's prayers, we can understand that we have the greatest benediction at our very fingertips, hearing from the topmost pure devotee whenever we want. Prithu Maharaj was 100% pure devotee, a Shaktivesha avatar, and similar to you, all the symptoms of love of God were manifest within him. He wanted at least 1,000,000 ears. How eager he was to hear from a pure devotee like you. He is showing us the way to perfection. Unfortunately, many of us do not take the time to hear directly from you daily. We become easily distracted and do not realize the importance of keeping you, the topmost pure devotee, in the center of our daily lives. Following the footsteps of Prithu Maharaj, I pray that you please awaken within all of our hearts the intense desire to hear from you. Please give us all the desire to have at least 1,000,000 ears to hear your divine Vani. The more we bathe ourselves in the words and vibration coming from your lotus mouth, the more we feel your presence, and the more all of our anarthas, our material desires, and impediments to pure devotional service will vanish. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Yes, devotees are walking, so I request those Prabhus who are sitting in the path, the parikram path, maybe move down here. There's a lot of space. Because actually you're blocking the path. Niranjan Maharaj, can I request you to speak? Don't all rush at once.
I would like to read something that I wrote a couple of months ago as an offering to Srila Prabhupada. This is not the offering that was in the book this year, so I feel good about reading it and getting the opportunity to read it to Srila Prabhupada today. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my prostrated obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. Last night I was watching Hare Krishna, the mantra, the movement, and the Swami who started it all for the 4th time. Each time I watch this movie, focused exclusively on you, the devotional achievements accomplished within such a short period of time by you, and spoken with such deep love and appreciation by those who are following you, I can't help but become emotional. However, there is one point in the movie when I've burst into tears every time. After hearing evidence from your disciples how your movement was being attacked and accused of being a, quote, brainwashing cult, and then hearing the details of the legal battle which took place in the New York State Supreme Court, when your disciple Amarendra Das then triumphantly says, "You know, that was a big victory for Srila Prabhupada," my eyes immediately tear up. Amarendra was referring to the judge's verdict from the New York State Supreme Court with its opening statement, quote, "The Hare Krishna religion is a bona fide religion with roots in India that go back thousands of years." I was there while all this was happening, Srila Prabhupada. I was intimately connected with those who were fighting for you in the New York State Supreme Court. In Boston, I was closely connected with the devotee whose parents were fighting against you in that very same courtroom. I even went to his home when he was kidnapped, along with many other devotees who were also connected with him, in an attempt to rescue him from those who were known then as, quote, deprogrammers. I remember being influenced by it all while serving you and the mission you entrusted to us, your disciples, to distribute Krishna consciousness without compromising the truth. You always demonstrated this to us by your pure and uncompromising example. I've listened so many times to your 1977 room conversations in Mayapur. On March 20th, 1977, your disciples read the article from the New York Times with the headlines, quote, "Hare Krishna brainwash case thrown out in New York," end quote, to you. You responded, "Now we have got a sound position." Then Tamal Krishna Goswami read the headlines on the front page of the Times of India. "Hare Krishna movement is a bona fide religion." You then said, also triumphantly, quote, "So my mission is now successful. I went there, and this is now recognized after 12 years. Loitering in the street, nobody cared for me, alone, carrying books," end of quote. You orchestrated it all, Srila Prabhupada, not only establishing Krishna consciousness in the West, but even up to the last detail for fighting the court case. Now, more than 40 years later, I am thinking deeply of these words spoken by you at that time, quote, "So my mission is now successful." What did you mean? I've understood that you meant that the Krishna consciousness movement was accepted as genuine. You also fulfilled the order of your Guru Maharaj in an incomparable way. Very shortly thereafter, you were quoted in this connection as saying, quote, "By false propaganda, you cannot suppress the truth," end of quote. In November of that same year, Srila Prabhupada, you left us, having fulfilled your mission. Your International Society for Krishna Consciousness was firmly recognized in the United States law books as a genuine religion, as all the testimonies given since then have also confirmed. It was you, the genuine Guru, who came to the West on the order of your spiritual master to establish this genuine process of devotion to Lord Krishna throughout the world. Srila Prabhupada, the evidence is clear. You were successful. I must now confess to you that today I'm feeling a very heavy weight to ensure that your efforts to keep it the success that you recognized your movement to be remains the success you intended it to be now and for generations to come. In other words, I know that I must be genuine too. That weight is bearing very heavily on me, as I stand before you today. I beg you to please make me your genuine disciple, who will never leave the lotus feet of my genuine Guru. Please let me serve you until my last breath, and give me the strength to always speak the truth as you did, with the same conviction you had, that, quote, the truth can never be suppressed by any false propaganda. In the dust of your lotus feet, your eternal servant, Niranjana Swami.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj. Much appreciated. Your Bhavananda Prabhu will speak to you next, Srila Prabhupada.
No, I can hold it. I'm not that old. I am that old. Thank you. Very nice. I'll be very short and sweet. No, I'll be very short and sweet. I'd just like to tell two short stories about Srila Prabhupada, which will show you the nature and the character of Prabhupada. The first story, I was massaging Prabhupada in his quarters in Bombay at Juhu. This is just for my own glorification. And Upendra came in, and Prabhupada said, just watch, Upendra, how Bhavananda is keeping a dead man alive by his massage. So the next day, I was massaging Prabhupada again, and Gargamuni Maharaj came in. And he said, Prabhupada, Bhavananda is needed back in Mayapur because there's no one there to manage. And Prabhupada was silent. And I continued my massage of Prabhupada. And while I was massaging his legs, he said, no one has served Gurupad better than you. He said, that is a fact. But whether my own personal care should come before the preaching, that is my dilemma. Then he was silent for a long time, and he was going, And he said, no, you must go back. So that shows the character and the dedication of Srila Prabhupada, that his own personal care did not come before the preaching. Preaching was everything. Prabhupada was, of course, as we all know, and as others are discovering, he was the great world preacher of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
That was one story. You said two stories.
No, one was me keeping him
come
alive.
on, you're cheating us.
One was about me, one was about him. Maharaj, how are you?
Thank you, Bhavananda Prabhu. Guru Prasad Prabhu? He's over there.
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langete Girim Etkripatamaham Mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasa Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dear Srila Prabhupada, as I stand in front of you on this glorious day, because it is said there is not difference between the appearance day and the disappearance day of great personalities. So on this occasion, I really searched deep in my heart to find what kind of feeling I have for you. Honestly, I'd say it is not love. But instead, I find a sense of deep gratitude for you. It's simply because the wonderful gifts you have bestowed upon the entire humankind. Yes, it is not felt all over at this time, but it's just a matter of time only. It will happen. If there's going to be a golden age during this Kali Yuga, it has to happen. So we are the fortunate ones to have felt your glories. Number one of gift I can think of is the devotee association. I wouldn't be here but for the association of my dear God brothers who were spiritual mentors for me. I wouldn't be here but for your books, which actually clarified many of my doubts and actually showed me the path to trace in this life. What is the purpose of human life? What is actually of value? And not but not the least is you are introducing us to wonderful Dham like Sri Mayapur Dham, Sri Vrindavan Dham, and Sri Kshetra Jagannath Puri, and so many. You in fact said, in this material world there is nothing really to be appreciated, but Krishna's, just like different countries have embassies around the world, Krishna's spiritual embassies are in all the temples you have established. It is said that, was predicted actually, that you will build a house in which entire world can live. And the extension of it, there is a room of that house in every city of this world. So you have given us so many, but I can't actually honestly remember all those gifts. But let me say, I would like to thank you again and again, and let me remain forever your grateful and humble servant. Thank you for all your gifts, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Assembled Vaishnava devotees ki.
Hare Krishna. Can you take the mic to Pankajangri Prabhu? Pankajangri Prabhu will speak next. Thank you, Prabhu.
Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutare Simati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Vachani Nene Vishesha Shandavari Vasarthani Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Prabhupada Tirubhakti Mahasabha ki jai. Hare Krishna. On this mixed day of happiness and sadness, we're here to glorify the characteristics, the glories of the pure devotees of Krishna. That if they don't come and give their example, it'd be no chance for us. We heard the lectures this morning by Srila Prabhupada here. He was stressing on a couple of points. of being. Are you convinced that the Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Are you convinced that the material world is temporary? Are you convinced that there is no real enjoyment, any permanent enjoyment, happiness in the material world? When are we going to give up that search, give up that endeavor to squeeze, trying to get some happiness out of the material world, and then turn to Krishna? Because otherwise, one is a kinchana. As Queen Kunti says, Krishna is very easy to obtain, but only by one who is exhausted with material life. So that's the actual qualification. So Prabhupada put a lot of stress on that in his books. We read the amount of time he gave to smash Mayavad, any opportunity, it's all the way through his books. Even his pranam mantra that you, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shannavari Pastarastharine, that he is preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya in the Western world, full of voidism and personalism. It's so deep that Mayavad, and so he had to put so much time. If he hadn't put so much time, which is in his books, I wonder what he would have replaced it with. Could have been a lot of wonderful things, but it was necessary to pound us again and again and again and again, because we're so determined that there is some value in this world apart from Krishna. There is I can find some secure position. We won't let that idea go. Sadly, so it has to be keep on repeated and repeated and repeated. So Srila Prabhupada, as is saving us, is saving us from this attachment to the material world, and then we can experience for ourselves the beauty of Krishna consciousness, the beauty of spiritual life in a loving relationship with Krishna. So Prabhupada made that sacrifice himself. He wanted this new temple. It wasn't called. We thought when to make a new temple here, the grand temple, because the original temple now is Sri Mayapur Chandradoya Mandir. It means the rising moon of Lord Chaitanya. That was a temporary one until the new temple was built. So we were thinking it'd be called the full moon of Lord Chaitanya, but it was called the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium. So why is that? It wasn't. It's because he wants to challenge the modern theories of the scientists or the high priests of the material world, and he wants to challenge them and put an alternative there, a spiritual alternative or a spiritual viewpoint, Vedic viewpoint, a sage's viewpoint of the universe. So these are the things that he was up against. So on one hand, he was trying to show us the spiritual world, which is full of love and peace and harmony. At the same time, he's exposing the fallacy of the material world, which is half the time. So he was one hand, it was here, and one hand was this side. You go away and you come. So I was just pondering if that hadn't been there, if it hadn't been like that, the Mayavad, the empiricism, the materialistic endeavor of everyone, then I wonder how sweet and the books would be full of. It's full of nectar. So full of things to explain to us about the Krishna and the spiritual world. So this is the characteristics of the pure devotee. They don't actually live for themselves. They have to. They're thinking of all of the suffering humans in the material world, and first of all, you have to cure the disease. That's the first thing. Of course, Krishna consciousness, disease will become purified simultaneously, But he has to point that out, because if you don't know you're sick, then you won't take medicine. So he has to point out what our disease is. That, we definitely think we wake up in the morning with the bodies, right? So, and we're so attached to the idea of making it through life, taking shortcuts and being successful. But there's nothing left. There's nothing at the end of life. You have to change your body and do it all over again. So Prabhupada had to impress that, because we don't realize it. We don't really believe it. We don't really believe we're going to die even. So that was my thoughts. What would it have been like if Prabhupada hadn't had to put on his fighting gloves and keep all the Mayavads, Sunyavads and materialists away? What kind of character, what other characteristics we'd have actually seen in Srila Prabhupada, a pure devotee. Those are just some thoughts I had. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Take the mic over to Yashamati Mataji. Yashamati Mataji, I believe, has an offering.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Sarasvati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nivishesha Sunyavadi Pashata Deshatarini. Srila Prabhupada, I was meditating on this day and I was thinking, what is the foremost, the single most quality that stands out in your quality that stands out in my life right now? And I was thinking it was your patience in trying to train people who knew nothing. We didn't even know how to bathe, we didn't know how to dress, we didn't know how to speak. What to speak of the finer things of spiritual life, even from a material point of view, we were completely ignorant. Then came to mind, now, maybe 40, 50 years ago, I don't know how many Gaudiya Vaishnavas were available and preaching, but I know now there's a lot of different people preaching, not only in our ISKCON, also outside ISKCON, it seems to be a renewal of trying to spread Krishna consciousness. So there's a couple hundred people that I try to nourish on a regular basis through internet, and I thought, okay, I'll ask them why they chose Srila Prabhupada. When there's so many people, what is the reason why they chose Srila Prabhupada? And I summarized a little bit what they thought, what struck them about you, Srila Prabhupada, and I told them I would let you know. One point was your selfless courage and dedication to Guru. A lot of them actually became dedicated to you after reading your life stories or different stories from your disciples about your life. So some were struck by your selfless courage and dedication. For others, it was your complete transparency. Krishna conscious inside and out. Everything that came out of you was Krishna. No discrepancy, no differences. Complete transparency. Your genuine love for all conditioned souls. Some were led by emotions. They talked about a lump in the throat whenever they saw you or heard about you. Some spoke about the gratitude they have for your legacy, both in the form of followers and instructions. Your writings, one person said, these writings are magical. It's like a seek and destroy weapon for the clouds of anarthas and ignorance, and it permanently dissipates them. You're never seeking personal credit, always keeping Krishna and Guru in the center. all around inspirational, uncompromising. Not that if it doesn't suit us, well, no, uncompromising, straightforward. I go back one to this uncompromising. Earlier today I heard someone say, it's easy, all your recordings are there, your books are recorded, we can just turn them on and listen. It's not quite enough. We have to apply it. We can't just listen, we have to also apply it, but it's a great beginning. Otherwise, if you just listen, then our mind will constantly compromise. This suits me, this doesn't suit me, accepting, rejecting, not on the basis of what is favorable and unfavorable, but just on the basis of whim. Some appreciated your genial preaching strategies, like approaching the Westerners so the Indians could understand what you were all about, or your prasadam distribution, how detached you were from results, how you were able to preach through example, your ability to change people's lives. When other people did, especially in India, many people had heard so much about the philosophy, but when they heard through you, their lives were changed. Your ability to decode complex topics for all to understand. You knew when and how to use strong words. Your personal touch in all of your dealings. Your selfless dedication and humility. Some are saying, actually, he's still touching lives, not only through his books and his successors, but even through dreams. Some of them apparently see you in their dreams, talk to you. Others said you were expert in every aspect of your life. I was asking these questions because now that physically you're not present, we represent your teachings, not only your direct disciples, but all of us. So I thought it would be nice to know what are these qualities that reach people the most. What is it that really gets to their heart, that gets to people? And it's all about being genuine. Uncompromising, yes, but why? That feeling of not being able to compromise comes from love, your love for all jivas, to bring everyone back to Krishna. So today I'd like to thank you, Srila Prabhupada, and I pray to one day be a worthy servant. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Mike? I'd like to call Bodhayan Maharaj. Wherever you want, Maharaj.
How long? Sorry. Okay. Vandehang Shigram Sijuta Pada Kamalam Sri Gurung Vaishnavangsham Sri Rupam Shagrajatang Shahagana Raghunathamitam Tong Shajibam Shadayitang Shabodhutang Parijana Shahitang Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhatamingscha Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Could you please chant everyone with me? Panchadatta. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All glories to Guru Parampara, all glories to His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, as well as all His disciples, grand disciples, whoever assembled here. I feel fortunate because you are inviting here. I become here and able to speak something about His glories. So His glories is uncountable. In brief, we can say, we are not able to finish His dedication, His adoration for His Gurudev, for His object of worship. But today is His disappearance. Disappearance means we have to feel separation. But who is able to realize that separation of His physical absence? Only that person is able to realize who has relation. No relation, no separation. When we have no separation, no relation, you have to know we have no service. Because service establishes relation, relation establishes separation, which is our goal of practice, spiritual practice. Which path shown by, actually this path Mahaprabhu indicated to all of us, Vipralambha. Even Srimati Radharani, if you look in Chaitanya Charitamrita, then you can see Radharani, she was chanted when Krishna left Vrindavan and went to Mathura, and explained before leaving he will come back. Radharani waiting long time, not coming. So out of separation, Radharani chanted a very nice sloka, Sanskrit text, which is the most important text in our entire Vaishnava community, entire Shastra. Vedina Dayadranatha He Mathuranatha Kadamulakashe Hridayang Tadaloko Katarang He doito bhammati kim karamaham. Means Radharani lamenting out of separation. He says, Krishna, you are not anymore Lord of Vrindavan. You become Lord of Mathura. Because she felt sulky mood, man. Man means inside extreme love is there, but outside is showing anger, fish. This is called man. And then he says, my heart is jumping from my body. Then he said, Hey Doito, oh my Lord, oh my dear, Brahmati kim karamham, what I will do now without your service. So when we are able to such mood will establish for our object of worship in this Kali Yuga, in this iron age, our object of worship is pure devotee. It's pure devotee here in ISKCON, His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Why I am telling so? You can see, and whenever I go around the world, I have seen so many devotees, they are glorifying him. By any way, and he is such a manner, they are expressing his glories. Like day after Janmashtami, I was in California, in one temple, and then I saw there is one of his disciples, name is Klimba Devi. I saw she was crying, and she explained when she was 13-year-old, Prabhupada, His Divine Grace, arrived in Los Angeles, and almost 300-400 people waiting to greet him with the garland and offering garland. Garland was so big, so much, but she explained, Prabhupada doesn't care about all these respect. He always bestow his loving connection with all his disciples. He's not feeling puffed up. Oh, look. This is the mood, a Vaishnava mood. We should be completely free from all name, fame, distinction, desire, and keeping due respect to everyone. Mahaprabhu Sikshashtakas, third sloka, describe, be humble, keep tolerance, become free from name, fame, distinction, desire, and keep due respect. Then chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That chanting will be pure name. When you chant pure name, then you can be pure devotee. Otherwise not. We can chant some syllable only. So, when I heard it from Klimba Devi, then I become completely astonished. Such respect, if someone offering us, we feel puffed up, right? But he never felt puffed up over there. Anyway, Vaishnava mood is very significant, very attractive. Why? Because they are always in separation for their object of worship. The object of worship is Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan. So today, physically we are not able to see His Divine Grace. But His activities, His service, his instruction, if we follow, then in spirit we are able to see him in our heart. That is the day of the disappearance. We're supposed to establish it. We should realize it. His instruction, we have to follow without any discrimination. Then we can say we are really following his footsteps. You can see, if we follow, then we can feel separation. We can say this how Raghunath Das Goswami felt separation when Rupa Goswami physically passed away. Raghunath Das Goswami, out of separation, he says, Radha Kund is like a tiger. Giriraj, Govardhan is like a python. Vrindavan, entire Vrindavan is empty. There is nothing else there. Sanskrit text like this. Bagro tundayati kundam girindra jagarayate shunnayate mahagashtam shirupanga virahena me. Because of this Rupa Goswami separation, Raghunath Das Goswami, who is Acharya Prajan Tattva, ultimate need. What is our ultimate need? Whoever in this lineage, their ultimate need is prem, divine love. The Raghunath Das Goswami, Acharya of divine love. Radha Kund is the Radha Kund water is considered like a melted form of Radharani's love. But out of separation, that Kund water is like a tiger, ferocious animal, because of separation. And Giriraj Govardhan, Giriraj is Haridasa Bharaja, the greatest servant of Lord Hari. That Haridasa Bharja, that's Haridasa Bharja, Giriraj, it's become python. Python, what he is doing? He is just inhaling and so many animals come to his mouth. And entire Vrindavan, where Shastra describe full of wish fulfilling tree. And eternally divine Kapil manifesting pastimes. But out of separation, in the vision of Raghunath Das Goswami, everything empty. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he described in Sikshastakam, Jugayatang nimeshana chakshusha pavichayitang shunnayatang jagat sarvang govinda virahena me. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, Krishna, Govinda, but he is taking role of a devotee of Govinda, devotee of Krishna. So he is showing us what is the actual meaning of separation. He says that because of Krishna's separation, Govinda's separation, his entire universe like empty. And one blink of eyes, it's become like a one age pass away, one jug pass away. So we're supposed to establish such separation, and I am humbly requesting to the lotus feet of His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, please bestow your mercy and allow us to get the taste of the separation and make my spiritual life to follow the footsteps of our all Acharya. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jananivas Prabhu?
Om Agyantimirandasya Jananjanan Shalakaya Chakshuran Militandina Tajmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. I was remembering this day, 1977, and I was waking the deity Radha Madhava, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I went in and I touched the feet of Prabhupada, the picture of Prabhupada we have there. I went in to touch his feet to ask his blessings, to assist him in serving. And when I looked at the picture of Srila Prabhupada, he had there was no eyes, there was no white eye, it was just like blind sockets. And I just grabbed the picture and I said, Prabhupada, please, don't leave us. Please don't. Next morning, because communication was very slow in those days, but next morning, I just finished the Mangala Arati, and then one devotee put his head in behind the curtain and he said, Srila Prabhupada left his body yesterday. And that was it. And I was shocked, I guess. But standing there, what should I do? And I said, thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada, for the wonderful show. What you have come and given us, Srila Prabhupada, by your mercy, your activities. You perform such wonderful miracles around the world. To give us an opportunity to serve in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. This is your great glory that you have come to give everybody an opportunity of seva. On this auspicious day, I pray at your lotus feet that I may have service also to your lotus feet eternally. Hare Krishna. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Shiva Maharaj, can we ask you to take the mic, please?
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada, respected Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, Hare Krishna. On our way over here, as we were walking around the TOVP, His Holiness Niranjan Maharaj expressed that well, whenever I'm here, I always think of the way it used to be in the 70s. And he said he missed it. And we all missed it. I replied that the novelty and freshness that exists in the initial phase of something is what goes on in the spiritual world. That time is ever present. And that there's no past, there's no, it was like this, but every experience is always ever fresh. Srila Prabhupada also liked to reminisce. He would reminisce about the early days. Myself, my godbrothers, godsisters were very fortunate. Some of us had extensive association with Srila Prabhupada, others a little, some not so much, or maybe even none. Those are very wonderful experiences, and those initial years of the Krishna consciousness movement were also something very, very special. We didn't have the opulence, we didn't have the money, we didn't have so many devotees, we didn't have so many temples. But Srila Prabhupada's presence on this planet brought such a extraordinary empowerment, whether you were with him or you were distant from him. It brought a vision of what could be, and it brought with it also a sweetness, madhurya. When Krishna met the gopis in Kurukshetra, then Srimati Radharani said, Priyasoham Krishna Charati Kurukshetra militas tataham saradha ida ubayo sangamam sukam. We're the same Radha, and you're the same Krishna, but there are all these chariots, and here you are dressed up as a king. But we're also looking back for those days in Vrindavan when you were just with your flute, there's no weapons, and you weren't dressed in all this finery, but you were just dressed very simply as a cowherd boy. So it was a wonderful experience to be here in Mayapur in 1975, living along the boundary wall with one toilet for the gentlemen, one toilet for the ladies on the other side of the gate. And so many things were very wonderful. It was a real privilege to have been here. I really feel blessed that I had that opportunity, and want to thank Srila Prabhupada very much. It was a very rare fortune that myself and my godbrothers, godsisters could actually experience what it was when Srila Prabhupada was walking the earth. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Haribo. Haribo. Kavichandra Maharaj is hiding over here, so I'll call him.
Cut him off. Thank you, Prabhu, for Nam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharni Nirvistesha Shunyavadi Paschatade Satarni. Yesterday I was reading this bhajan by Vasudev Ghosh, and I was thinking this is exactly what Prabhupada again said. If Lord Gaur had not appeared as a Yuga avatar in this age of Kali, what would have become of us? How could we have tolerated living? Who in this universe would have ever learned about the topmost limits of loving mellows that comprise the glory of Shri Radha? Who would have had the power to render ecstatic devotional service that follows in the footsteps of the damsels of Vraja? Indeed, the clever expertise of the Vraja Gopis
is a prerequisite for entering the supremely sweet forest of Vrindadevi. So, same for Srila Prabhupada. It's to imagine where the world would be if he had never come, never taken the order of his spiritual master to deliver us. And a few years ago I was looking up here, and I'll say it again, but it's just millions of pieces of colored glass, but comes out so beautiful. Srila Prabhupada gathered together so many different kinds of people, gradually from all over the world, from all walks of life, from all backgrounds, and made this beautiful movement that we're all fortunate to be here. And he left his books, just like Krishna left and the Srimad Bhagavatam appeared. Prabhupada left, but he left behind Srimad Bhagavatam for the whole world, getting it into so many different languages. And anybody can still have that intimate association by reading the books. He told us again and again that the books are better than I am. So we all want to pray for mercy that we can get the taste for relishing Srila Prabhupada's purports as personal ecstasies. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Short enough?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Sharadanya Prabhu? It's on.
Hare Krishna. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityanamaste Saraswati Deve Guruvani Pachanini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatana. I'll just tell a quick story. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. Vrindavan, 1977, July, in Prabhupada's service. Srila Prabhupada was already quite weak and was most of the time in bed. Not that big bed, that came later. It was a smaller single bed. And I was seated by him. That was part of my job. And Prabhupada told me that he wanted to go to the bathroom, which is in the bedroom. So I helped him. There was a certain way to lift Prabhupada from shoulder and hip. In fact, we wouldn't let anyone else touch him at that point because everything was like a bit of a training not to cause him pain or discomfort. So when I lifted him up and assisted him to start to walk to go to the bathroom, Prabhupada reached under his pillow and pulled out a set of keys. It was the keys to his safe. He had a small safe in the bedroom, in the wall, where he kept some valuables. So I took the keys and I put it in my pocket, and I proceeded to assist Prabhupada physically to the bathroom. He went in by himself, went to the bathroom, and I helped him come back. When I brought him back and laid him down in the bed again, then Prabhupada looked at me and he said, "Do not think that this will not happen to you. Do not think that this will not happen to you." Of course, I was only 28 years old and I wasn't thinking at all in that regard. Now, of course, is a different picture. And when we God brothers meet each other, sometimes we have a grand discussion about our various ailments. So that has definitely come to pass. But when I put Prabhupada down in the bed and he said that, do not think that this will not happen to you, then I sat back down. Then Prabhupada motioned me to come close. And I said, yes, Srila Prabhupada. And he went like this. I didn't know what he meant. And he was, at that time, those last months, the last 6 months, he was not always imparting verbal instructions. You had to understand from his facial expressions, and so he was going like this. Then I understood what he wanted. He wanted the safe keys back. And I helped him put it under the pillow. So I'm now the age that Prabhupada was when he first left for America. So we should all take this lesson and Krishna consciousness extremely serious. If not now, then when? Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sadhana Prabhu. We haven't had any Bengali speakers, although we do have a... Don't interrupt. So I'm going to call on Giri Maharaj to say a few words, and he'll speak in Bengali.
जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमशिष्ट मनमपि सचीपुत्तमत्त स्वरूपम रूपम तस्य गजम पुरी माथुरीम गष्टवाटिम राधा कुंडम गिरिवरहम राधिका माधवस्वात् प्राप्त यस्य पथित श्री गुरुतम नतयसिम सर्वज्ञ गुरुपाद पद्म जययुक्त तत्पश्चात परम गुरुदेव एवं तत्पश्चात आज के जे महापुरुष अर्थात शिल प्रभुपादेर विरह महोत्सव प्रभुपाद जययुक्त हन जययुक्त हन समस्त सन्यासीबृंद ब्रह्मचारी एवं कृष्ण भक्त मातृमंडली शास्त्रे बोलছেন দুঃখের মধ্যে কোন দুঃখ হয় গুরুতর কৃষ্ণ ভক্ত বিনা আর নাহি দুঃখ পর নরোত্তম ঠাকুর বললেন যে সেসব সঙ্গের সঙ্গে যে কইল বিলাস সে সঙ্গ না পাইয়া কান্দে নরোত্তম দাস অতএব আজকে আমরা শিল প্রভুপাদের বিরহ মহোৎসবে উপস্থিত হয়েছি प्रभुपाद एक अनबद्ध एवं किंबदंती समस्त विश्वे शुद्ध भारतवर्षे नय पाश्चात्य पाश्चात्य देशे श्रीमान महाप्रभुर जे बाणी पृथिवीते आछे जत नगरादि ग्राम सर्वत्र प्रचार हইবে मोर नाम सेई बाणीर सार्थकता एवं मूर्त प्रतीक हिसाब से शिल प्रभुपाद सिद्धहस्त जिनि समस्त विश्ववासी के সেই চৈতন্য মহাপ্রভুর বিমল প্রেম ধর্ম সেই বিমল প্রেম ধর্মের দ্বারা তিনি এমন একটি ছত্র সৃষ্টি করে গেলেন এই জগতের মধ্যে এবং বৃহৎ মৃদঙ্গ স্থাপন করে জগৎবাসীকে সেই ছত্র ছায়া সকলকে তিনি সাদরে ডাকছেন জীব জীব জাগো গোরা চাঁদ বলে শিল প্রভুপাদ তাই সেই জীবকে ঘুমন্ত অবস্থায় ছিল তাদেরকে এই হরিনাম মহামন্ত্রের ছত্র ছায়ায় নিয়েছে তিনি আমাদেরকে ধন্যাতি ধন্য করেছেন তিনি জগৎজীবকে ধন্য করেছেন এবং বিশ্ববাসীকে ধন্য করেছেন আজ শিল মহারাজের চরণে আমি আমার পুনঃপুন দণ্ডবত প্রণতি জ্ঞাপন করে সমস্ত বৈষ্ণবদের চরণ বন্দনা করে আমি আমার বাণী পুষ্পাঞ্জলি এখানেই সংহার করলাম। বলো শিল প্রভুপাদ কি
Jai Hari Bol. Dandavat Maharaj. Thank you. Ajamil Prabhu, do you want to say something? Please.
Hare Krishna. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Buddhale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namane Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Bicharine Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paskacharya Shitarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, Srila Prabhupada, I report in front of you today on this most auspicious day of your Tirubhav, you're entering into Nitya Leela, into the eternal pastimes of Krishna. So we are feeling great separation, but the problem that I have is that I do not feel enough separation. I'm feeling that where is my separation? I should be feeling the separation. But I do feel some separation, but the intensity of that separation, I feel Srila Prabhupada is very insufficient on my part. A disciple is one who is obedient to the instructions of his spiritual master. Chanakya Pandit says that a disobedient disciple should be rejected. So I'm briefly going to describe my obedience to your order so that hopefully, Srila Prabhupada, you will see me as your obedient disciple and not as a disobedient disciple. Because if a disciple is disobedient, then one is finished. Then one has lost. One is completely lost. So Srila Prabhupada, you instructed specifically that so many instructions. But of all the instructions, of course the basic instruction to be an obedient disciple is to follow strictly the 4 regular principles and to chant without fail 16 rounds daily and to rise early every morning and attend Mangalatik. And in fact, from the research that I did in Srila Prabhupada's instructions, he emphatically stated, and I've tried to take this to heart as much as possible, he said that if you do not follow this program of rising early, chanting 16 rounds, and attending Mangalatik, and he repeatedly and emphatically said that everything else you do after that will fail. So, and then on the other side of that, he said that if you do follow those instructions, everything else you do will be a success. So I see in front of me here so many wonderful disciples and grand disciples of Srila Prabhupada who are very nicely following your instructions, Srila Prabhupada, and therefore they are having tremendous success in preaching Krishna consciousness all over the world. And it is their shining example that inspires me to somehow or other be your obedient disciple, because I do not want to come back to this material world again. As Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, that this material world is not a fit place for a gentleman. This is not a nice place, the material world. Birth, death, old age, and disease. So, in order to get out of this material world, I have to follow your instructions implicitly. So, and of all the instructions that Srila Prabhupada gave, chanting Hare Krishna, I had very limited association with Srila Prabhupada. However, one time when I met Srila Prabhupada in Calcutta Temple, it was in 1973, I had just come from Australia and I arrived in Calcutta, and I gave Srila Prabhupada a can of Australian ghee, that beautiful golden ghee. And Srila Prabhupada looked and his eyes lit up and he said, "Oh, very nice." So, and then he gave me one instruction. He said, "Chant Hare Krishna." That's all he said. He said, "Oh, very nice," and chant Hare Krishna. So that order of the spiritual master is there. So chanting Hare Krishna is there. But how am I chanting Hare Krishna? Am I chanting Hare Krishna offenselessly? Or am I chanting offensively? My chanting is offensive, there's no doubt. But I'm working on it, Srila Prabhupada. There are three, in Harinam Chintamani it is stated that there are three types of chanting, which is comes under three categories. Offensive chanting, which is indifference, laziness, and distraction. Distraction is known as pramada, or not concentrating fully on the holy name. So Srila Prabhupada, please give me the strength so that I can chant the holy name of the Lord, not with indifference, but with attachment. Not with laziness, but with enthusiasm. And not with distraction, but chanting in a very concentrated manner and not getting distracted by anything else. Because the holy name of Krishna is the most sublime instruction that Srila Prabhupada has given, that you have given us, Srila Prabhupada, because when we're chanting Hare Krishna, we are in Goloka Vrindavan. Golokera Premadan Hari Nam Sankitam. And if we chant 16 rounds plus, if we can do more, then at that time we are in Goloka Vrindavan. And it is that energy that we get from that chanting of 16 rounds that determines the quality of all of our other activities. As you said, Srila Prabhupada, if we don't follow the process, then everything else we do will fail. So on this most auspicious day, I beg you, Srila Prabhupada, to please bless me so that I can chant offenselessly and do a little bit of seva. And I also beg the mercy of all the assembled wonderful Vaishnavas here to please bless me that I may chant Hare Krishna offenselessly and please Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So we're fast running out of time, but we still have many speakers on the list. I think Shankarshan Prabhu would like to say something because he has to go and run his program at Godrum. Not 5, 2. You can speak in Bengali or English, Prabhu. We have both speakers here.
Hare Krishna. So I am very pleased to see all my old godbrothers and sisters here to celebrate Prabhupada's Tirobhav Tithi. So I met Srila Prabhupada in Calcutta in 1970, and 1976 he actually we had a discussion regarding his birthplace. So I had a great opportunity to hear from his own mouth in Bengali that Prabhupada wanted his birthplace to keep a memorial over there. So regarding this matter, he wrote me a letter in 1977 from Juhu Temple that kindly try for that because my disciples wants to keep a memory over there. So gradually by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, I used to live there and I had a own house. So I gave that my house, and also nearby, near my residence, there is actually his birthplace. So by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we acquired that place, and there is a lot of, sacrifice from Calcutta temple, particularly Dayaram Prabhu and Radharaman Prabhu and myself. We tried to get it back, so we got it back. And we had a plan, not now, but we are trying to do it, develop it gradually. So this instruction he gave me, and we already acquired that land. So this is Prabhupada's, his power, his spiritual power. He came from transcendental platform. So, and also he desired that the place where the meeting place of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, that 1922 we met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta place at Ultodanga Road. So also we, ISKCON Calcutta, also got that place. So we have a desire to do nice temple over there. And so many things, because so many speakers are here. I do not, because we are very fortunate that we got such a, our Guru Maharaj, bona fide spiritual master, who is saving all over the world. And we are, my wife also, Sachimata Devi Desi, she came here, but she could not come the staircase because some pain is there. So both we are from Calcutta, first Bengali disciple from Calcutta, and there are so many Bengalis disciples, with Srila Prabhupada. So thank you very much here, all my God brothers and God sisters, because we are all getting old. I am 73 years old, because we do not know how long we can serve Prabhupada. But if we get the mercy of Srila Prabhupada till our death, we can serve Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Murari Hari Prabhu. Bangla bolben na English?
Haribol. Namong Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Ramane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschat Deshu Dharane. Beginning, I like to chant little glory of Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. If I chant, it's not enough. I think all the sadhus are sitting here. If all together, if we speak at a time, I think Prabhupada is going to be really appreciated. This is my personal opinion. So I put a humble request, all the Vaishnavas and all the Vaishnavis, please, that sound, chant the sound with your lotus lip. Just say, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki! Jagat Guru Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki. Next, only one time, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I'm going to chant. You know why? Because I believe all the saintly people, they have their own potency, power. I have no power. So if I hear from you, I think my all the darts from the heart is going to be removed. Why I believe? Because I was sick, very, very sick. I was in the hospital and I got stroke also. So by the mercy of all the devotees, I got better. I'm chanting, I'm dancing, no problem anymore. So that's why I'm requesting all the devotees, please chant just after me one time. That's my humble request. Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna! Hare Hare! Hare Ram! Hare Ram! Ram Ram! Hare Hare! I think I cover only 5 minutes, and I have more few minutes to say something about Prabhupada mercy. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada, whenever I enter into the temple, every day to maintain my service, to chant Kirtan in front of Radha Madhava, this is my everyday habit to chant your pranam mantra, just like Namong Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatva Desha Tarini. One wonderful story I tell you. What's that? When I went to see Prabhupada in his room, when I went with Bhavananda Prabhu, at that time he was Maharaj. So after all this instruction, he said, last, you have to go to the Gurukula and be a music teacher. I said, Maharaj, I do not know how to teach. I can chant a little bit. He said, come on, I tell you to teach, you go there, you start, and then leave on me. Same word, still I remember. Whenever I start to chant for Kirtan, for Radha Madhava every day, when I just pray his pranam mantra, and I get open my eyes, and I got many, many wonderful melodies, which I never even learned. So same thing, the miracle with his pranam mantra still working, and I feel every moment. So that is the end. Why? Because many speakers are here. I do not want to prolong my speak. So thank you very much for sharing with me, with chanting of Prabhupada glories and Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Thank you very much. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhu bhaye vacha patitanang pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Murari Hari Prabhu. We've come to the point where in the program where we are going to give Srila Prabhupada his Abhishek bath. I apologize to those of you who wanted to speak. we will have some time when Prabhupada is taking his Bhog offering, so we will be able to continue some talks after the Abhishek. Hare Krishna. I will invite Prabhupada disciples and sannyasis. They will come up here, ladies on that side, Prabhupada disciple ladies, and then we'll do the Abhishek. Murari Hari. Who's doing kirtan? Murari.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna Hare